Hey off-grid tourers, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today I'm showing you through another insane build. Now, this Raptor has been through a couple of iterations. From it started with one of our very basic behind seat lithium systems, and now it's pretty much gone into, it's got a full mode 4x4 canopy, 200 amps of slimline lithium in the back, and it is set up to pretty much go anywhere in Australia. So come on with me and I'll show you through it all. In the back of this Mode Canopy, we'll start with the heart of the electrical system. So what we're using is a 200 amp super slim Invicta lithium battery. So benefits of this battery is, one, straight off the bat, Invicta, they have a full IEC certification, so that's the safety rating for the entire battery. It also pretty much boasts a 7-year warranty, so 7-year replacement warranty as such, and the sleek low profile allows us to maximize space in canopies. Being a dual cab ute, obviously space is still of the essence, especially when we've got the big 80-litre fridge as well. This battery takes up very minimal space. It has a continuous draw current of about 100 amps, so we can pull 100 amps continuously every day of the week, and we have a max discharge current of about 250 amps. So that obviously allows for any peak in, your inverter starting up, that kind of stuff. Awesome battery. We're using a lot more of them, as in more modern cars, space is of the essence, and we're finding less and less vehicles are able to have a battery under the bonnet. Being this is a canopy, this also minimizes the space taken up for other bits and bobs. So what goes hand in hand with the Invicta lithium batteries, obviously we need something to charge it. In this case, we have used the Redarc BCDC 1240, so 40 amp model. This allows us to utilize pretty much the BCDC for all vehicle charge. So as the car's running, this battery will accept 40 amps of charge from the Redarc, and it will also accept solar input. So on the other side of the canopy, which we'll show you shortly, there's a couple of solar panel inputs for this particular setup. So the reason why we've gone for portable solar input on this particular build over a fixed panel on the roof of the canopy, that like a lot of people do, is this particular customer carries pretty much stand-up paddle boards up on the roof. So obviously, if we had a panel up there, once the paddle boards goes on, it renders the panel useless because it's covered. So we've gone for some, he actually runs two 200 watt Redarc portable solar panels that plug straight on into this. Now, another key feature of why we've gone for the 200 amp super slim with that high discharge current is this customer wanted the ability to use induction cooktops, coffee machines, the likes of some 240 volt appliances out in this canopy. So he pretty much has the luxuries of home while in the middle of Australia. What we've gone for is the Enerdrive 2000 watt inverter. So that runs purely off the 200 amp lithium battery in the back. That also, just via the remote up on the wall here, gives us the full capabilities to switch that inverter on and plug in just like you would at home. The 2000 watt will run a single induction cooktop on most settings. They do peak a little bit higher on the high, but that's the benefit of having that max discharge current of about 250 amps to cater for that as well. Now, another feature of this canopy is obviously we've got some accessories throughout, be it lights, sockets, fridges, power points, the works. We need something to control all that. We've been using a lot of these lately, and I'm personally a very big fan of them, and they are the Garmin power switch. Basically, we've utilized it in this particular canopy to switch some work lights outside the canopy, power to the fridge. There's also a secondary Anderson plug inside the cab for another fridge on the back seat, and obviously our smaller little appliances and sockets along the way. What we've done socket-wise in this particular canopy is we've done a mirror image. Again, keeping with the sleek low profile, we've pretty much built this canopy board for everything and mounted our sockets in the side fascia of it. So we've got our hardcore switch, so these are for all the interior lights. We've got a grey Anderson plug down here, that's just 12 volt out, so for those larger appliances like plugging in a compressor, wanting to run another fridge externally, or anything that has an Anderson plug on it basically. And then we've got a dual USB-C and A socket, and just your standard cigarette socket, just to give the customer the ability to charge phones and plug in some of those other smaller 12 volt appliances. Now, that's mirrored each side. The only difference is on the driver's side is we also have those two red Anderson plugs for our solar input. The reason why we put the solar input on the driver's side of the canopy is purely because with this big Bush Company awning out, you don't want cables and things from your solar panels, around where you're walking consistently, and we want to be able to get them as far into the sun as possible. So putting it on that side keeps it away from, I guess, you know, where you're getting beers out of your fridge, where your table and chairs are set up, and allows you to obviously harness the sun. So this Mode Canopy is pretty much a full composite fiberglass canopy. They're lightweight and very durable in the same instance. In saying that, they don't give us many mounting options like our traditional alloy canopy would for, you know, mounting our batteries, inverters, that kind of stuff. So what we've actually done is we fabricated off some of the supports in here, a few brackets, and made up this carpeted board out of marine ply and marine carpet to mount everything to and give us a solid surface to screw into. Composite's absolutely amazing, but if anyone who's ever worked with fiberglass, as you know, they're not the greatest to hard mount things to completely. And the ability to be able to put this board in has just made it so much more usable and ease for install. Everything's securely mounted, nut and bolted through the board as well, so nothing's going to rattle loose while we're on the corrugations. And it also just gives such a nice finish. One thing I do want to point out with this particular canopy setup is between the width of the canopy board we've made and the lithium battery, our overall width is still a smaller profile than a standard battery width would be. So we've really maximized the space in this canopy. It's allowed us to mount the fridge slide closer to the wall and still giving this customer a heap of usable space in here to throw all these other bits and bobs in. So, internal lighting in this canopy. What we've got in here is the 100 centimeter hardcore Tricolour light. So we use these a lot in a lot of our canopies. So we pretty much put 2 on 1 switch. So we've got one on this door, one internally that's switched on the switch this side. And then on the other side, we've got one internally and one obviously on the driver's door as well. Plenty of light in your working area when the canopy doors open, so you can see the space around you, see into your fridge, and obviously we do the internal one as well, so if you're looking for something in the dark in the middle of the canopy, plenty of light throughout. Now, the tricolours are one of my favourite features. I utilise the orange a lot in my own setups because it just keeps the pesky bugs away, and when you're out camping, you don't need super bright lights absolutely everywhere. As with any 12-volt installation, we need to make sure our circuits are protected. You know, we've got fuses in place, all that kind of stuff to ensure, one, if something is gone wrong or there is a short in the system, that we don't burn the thing to the ground. So up on the wall as well, we've got a nice 6-way fuse box that handles all our smaller loads, our lights, our sockets, those, you know, fridges, those sorts of bits and bobs. And then we've also got a main junction fuse box that's full of a mega fuse for the inverter. So a mega fuse is just a bigger style MIDI fuse, can handle the load of that inverter better. And then we've got a couple of MIDI fuses in this box over here as well, which do pretty much power to our switch module and also our DC fusing as such. You can never have too much circuit protection, especially when traveling remotely. It's always, you know, it's nicer to blow a fuse than burn your car to the ground. So make sure your circuits are protected. Now, one thing I do want to touch on while we're at the back of the vehicle, we've also put 2 little reverse lights on here. Nothing fancy, just triggered solely off reverse to be able to light up behind the car for the customer. Obviously with the big canopy on here now, there's very minimal visibility. There is a camera up there, which we'll run through very shortly as well. Cool feature down here though, we fitted one of these Chassis Protech kits. So what this is, it's basically a series of hoses that go down either chassis rail in the vehicle, and they come to a hose fitting at the rear of the vehicle here. So after a beach trip, all we've got to do is hook the hose on into here and it'll flush the entire chassis without having to spend hours shoving hoses in all the little nooks and crannies on your chassis. Along with the full electrical system in the canopy, we also did some other accessories for this customer. We have a Safety Dave camera on the back that ties into his existing camera system for the caravan, and we've also mounted for him the Safari Armax snorkel. Now, this customer is known for going very off-road in his Raptor. He absolutely loves it, so we've pretty much put the snorkel on so he can pretty much go underwater. Safely, to a degree, Jim. Yeah, so it also gives a bit of a nicer look to the car with the Safari snorkel. It's the Armax, which has got the 4-inch intake as such, raised air intake to get this engine breathing better and cleaner air. All right, as well as accessories, we have the MSA drop slide to suit the 80 litre. If you're anything like me and have a short missus, these are an absolute must. Come on out, drop on down, and we have full access into our fridge at a nice accessible height. And as always, with any touring build for Touring Australia, you need shade. So what we've got on this Raptor is from our mates over at the Bush Company. We have one of their 270-degree awnings. These things are absolutely awesome. The freestanding awning as such, and you can even hang off them if you really want to. They're so well built, it's not funny, but give you so much shade. I think it's a must on every vehicle. Check out the Bush Company. All right, before we wrap this one up, finally, I actually have Jim here, the owner of this Raptor. Now, Jim's been a very good customer of mine for a good couple of years, from his Caravan to multi-iterations between systems in this car. Do you have anything to share with us, Jim?
Yeah, I do actually. I just want to thank you and all the team for how much work you put into my vehicle and how good it's come up. I'm just stoked.
Excellent.
Can't wait to get it in the bush.
Excellent. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Anyway, we'll wrap this one up and we'll see you on the next build.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, tourers, I hope you enjoyed another full vehicle build from us. If you like our content, please give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. We get back to all of them. YouTube also thinks you should watch the video up here and check out all our other builds down here.
Accelerate off-grid touring, powering your adventures.